Namaste, Sairam, Namaskaram, Vanakkam. From time to time, my dear friends and family, they ask me to demonstrate the Mridangam, which I truly believe is the most fascinating percussion instrument on the planet. By no means this would serve as an official tutorial, no. This is a very impromptu, informal demonstration of the Mridangam or my Mridangams. I have 5 of them. It's my passion to collect Mridangams, just to provide a very high level overview and demonstrate the basic syllables, the strokes and the tones. Again, this doesn't serve as an official or formal tutorial. No, I haven't reached that stage yet. I'm still learning. I first started learning the Mridangam when I was 6 years old, and then there was a long gap. I wish I really had continued. I would have been somewhere today, but that's all right. It's all an experience. Music is an experience. It's a never-ending journey. There is nothing like perfection. It is continual improvement. It's the art. The one thing most of us would notice, especially if you're new to the Mridangam and learning Mridangam, it can be very daunting because it can be extremely mathematical, because at the base, we're talking about rhythm, we're talking about tala, we're talking about counts and measures. So it can become very mathematical, but at the heart, it's the art. Though as much as I love to learn Mridangam formally, my learning so far, or my revival the past few years, has been very informal, highly unstructured. From time to time, I just practice. I have watched several videos on YouTube where the great masters have explained the basics and the nuances of Mridangam. I have had the good fortune of meeting some great Mridangam masters over the years. When I was living in Houston, traveling musicians, I had the opportunity to meet them and learn some nuances. And now living in the Bay Area, I've been fortunate to meet and learn some lessons from Sri Ramesh Srinivasan. But honestly, again, it's been a while since I revived. Again, I don't want to talk too much. Let me just go into the simple demonstration, the basics. So let me start with this Mridangam that I have. So typically you have 2 types of Mridangams. The 24-inch male Mridangams, because of the low pitch, they're typically used to accompany male singers. And then you have the slightly smaller Mridangams, the 22, with a high pitch, which is used to accompany female singers. So right now, my tambura, well, electronic tambura, it's set to D pitch because this Mridangam is D right now. So this is how a Mridangam looks. Most of you would have seen this in concerts and on TV or YouTube. So fundamentally, again, it's like the alphabet. You have 26 letters and you compose beautiful prose and poetry, the same thing. So let me start on the left side. This is the bass. So you fundamentally play 2 strokes on the left side. One is tha. It's like a slap. Just like a slap. And then you have a highly resonant stroke called thom. It looks like it's a little flat. Let me see if I can increase the resonance a little bit. Better. Tuning is a whole art by itself. Hopefully I should be able to record some videos on the tuning aspect later. Much better. Sometimes the Mridangam is like a baby. You need to take care of it with tender, loving care. So let's go back to Ta. On the right side, slightly smaller in circumference. Then you have Ti. Again, it's a non-resonant stroke, which can be played either with four fingers or 3 fingers. And then you have a beautiful stroke called Nam. So we have Ta, Ti, Tum, Nam. So we start with Adithalam, universal Adithalam, the most popular, the most common rhythm used in composing Carnatic music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Translating that into the Mridangam playing, it will be that's it. Now we started with Ta, Thi, Thom, Nam. That's the first lesson anybody would learn at the beginning of their journey, the Mridangam journey. Now there are some other beautiful strokes as well. One is called Din, one of my most favorites. It goes like this. So it's like a boomerang. You don't dampen it. You don't do, but instead you hit and then like a spring, you just revert back. That's the secret behind this stroke. Din, 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 din. And then there is an extremely complicated stroke. I say it complicated because it took me years to master this stroke, and it does take years. It's called Chapu. Highly resonant. This is called full Chapu because you're hitting with full force. Now there is a slight variant of this chapu called Arai Chapu. Arai in Tamil means half. Honestly, I'm still yet to master this because it's very tough. I don't mean to deter you, but I'm just saying. So when you play full chapu like this, Arai Chapu is right here. It's like cutting slap. Chapu, half. Notice the difference in sound between full chapu, Arai Chapu, much more sharper, right? And now you have this combination strokes. We talked about Nam earlier. Nam and Thom on the left becomes Tham. Actually, this is a little... Let me see if I can... didn't expect tuning to be part of this demo, but there you go. Much better. So, Nam, Tom, combination of Nam and Tom becomes Tham. See how beautiful it is, isn't it? That's the beauty of this instrument. It's called Nada Vadyam. Nadam. There's only one other instrument that is called Nada Vadyam, that is Veena. That's why Veena and Mridangam are an excellent combination. That's Tham. Now there is another beautiful, pleasant sounding combination called Deem. So Deem is like combination of Deen, Dim, Din and Thom. So Din is, now we play it with Thom. It becomes Deem. Did I miss anything? No. So we did Tha, Tum, Tam, and then we did Tam, and then we did Deem, and then we did. And the combination of Chapu and Tom is very powerful. So just like we compose poetry and prose using the alphabet, these are all the basic strokes with which you can compose endless patterns or chord-wise. A simple chord-wise is something like this. Tad-dom kita-taka taka-tari kita-taka, tad-dom kita-taka taka-tari kita-taka. Okay, before I go into more complicated patterns, let me demonstrate all the other Mridangams I have. So this is again a male Mridangam, 24-inch. This is something I acquired a few years ago, but I need to lower the pitch because this is a C sharp. Notice the difference, how beautiful it is. It's a C sharp. One thing you will notice is this is more like a traditional Mridangam because the shell is jackwood, really dense and heavy. You can notice that the sound is, I wouldn't say more pleasant, but it's different because it's lower pitch, it's a C sharp. So let me see what else can I play. There are again hundreds of patterns and I'm still learning. So I'll share with you some of my favorite patterns. I would like to also let you know that typically in concerts, there is no set rule that you have to play this particular pattern. Concerts are a totally different ball game. You improvise. Just like you are speaking extempore. Let's say you're asked to give a speech. The words are in your brain, but they're really here because you don't really think much when you speak, right? You just speak. And that's how you perform during concerts. This is a tip that my Mridangam teacher, Mr. Ramesh Srinivasan, told me. And that's very true. And then you have some patterns using the left side, the bass. The bass is very pleasant, you know that. So you can play something like this. So the pattern I played was Tari Kita, Ta, Ri, Ki, Ta, Ta, Ka, Jo, Nu. The same thing as Nam, Dom, Dom, Ka. Now let me use a different Mridangam to play a different pattern just to give that experience. Here is probably my most favorite Mridangam, and I say it's favorite because this is a traditional Tanjore Mridangam. It's so heavy. What makes it special? It belonged to one of my uncles who passed away many years ago. So this is like a priceless legacy for me. And you see the strings, this is the traditional, the leather strings, not nylon or anything like that. Tuning this is definitely a challenge because one really needs to know how to tune a Mridangam that doesn't have the modern technology like nuts and bolts and nylon strings. So it's a little high. So let's lower this a little bit. Better? A little more. Nice. Still a little high pitch, but that's all right. That's why I said it's always a challenge tuning these Mridangams, but that's the art. Now this is at a higher pitch, so I'm going to increase the pitch to D again. Then there is also this demonstration of how exactly you're supposed to be playing the Mridangam when it comes to posture. This is very ergonomical and it doesn't make you tired at all. So I wish I had somebody to record this, but anyway. These are all core wise. Now there is also something called nadai, very pleasing, typically used in concerts. Takkatadin or nakatadin or dinatadin. When I learned Mridangam, our hallowed Mridangam teachers would ask us to play these patterns continuously non-stop for 45 minutes. That is the only way the brain and the fingers can be synchronized. The mapping or the wiring takes place. And it comes only with practice. There is no shortcut to the Mridangam. No shortcut. Okay, so it's been almost 19 minutes. They typically say no demonstration should last more than 15 minutes, otherwise it can make you all very tired. So I do have one more, I have two Mridangams, and let's see, these are again the female Mridangams. This is again a very traditional Mridangam. Slightly smaller, but again made with jackwood, dense. You see the pitch is high. Right now at a G. So that's the normal pitch expected when you accompany a female singer. F to G or maybe E, depending on the voice, but it's got good bass, not bad, in spite of the cold weather. Okay, last but not the least, again this is the smaller Mridangam. Let's check the pitch. Lower. Okay, let's see. This is at an F. Not bad. So I demonstrated chord-wise something like this pattern. And then I demonstrated nadais. And then you also have tirmanam. Tirmanam is typically what is played at the end of a Tani Avartanam. Tani Avartanam is solo performance. So that's how a Mridangist would end. Let me try if I can play one Tirmanam. It's a bit complicated, so pardon me if I miss something. It's very easy to miss. Very easy to notice that somebody missed. You don't need to be a musician for that. Anybody with that music sense will know. So when we play the Mridangam, we should be in tune with the universe, with the flow. The reason why I'm saying is, it should not be uptight like this. The hands should be free, flowing. And when one is in tune with the natural rhythm of the universe, playing the Mridangam or learning the Mridangam becomes all the more easy. That's been my experience. Again, this is heart and the art, no mathematics. Not that I don't like mathematics, I do. But when it comes to Mridangam, my focus and my joy is to fine-tune all these different tones. more in the next video. Thank you for your patience. I truly enjoyed demonstrating the Mridangam today.